Hello, Marvin. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm Marvin. I'm in the online game for 3 years right now, and in the real world, around about 1 year. And since then, I traveled the world and I saw many countries. And the real world was giving me what all of the other courses before wasn't able to do. It gave me more motivation and more um, self-reliance on my expenses. I can expend my money way more comfortable than I was able to do it before, because I learn every day my skills and hone in and improve them, and
Mhm.
that's what is keeping me inside the real world.
Mhm. All right. I'd like to go into. You said you traveled the world in the past year after having joined the
hmm
real world. What countries have you been to? Which ones stood out? Which ones would you recommend to the listener?
To be honest, I don't know every country anymore because this was too much, but I really can recommend you Colombia and
Mhm.
Thailand so far.
All right. And yeah, I don't know if we mentioned at the start, but Colombia is actually where you're calling in from.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. And what do you actually do? What did you get into when you joined the real world?
I really was really into e-commerce, and I only was reliant on Facebook advertising and a little bit on Google search and on Pinterest. And the real world was able to stabilize my income and um, give me some more income and decreases my ad spends and increases my income, definitely. And for because of that, I almost make more money out of YouTube with advertising and from Google and from Pinterest as well, and from my email traffic.
Interesting. Okay. So, but everything is centered around e-commerce, right?
It's half about info product and e-commerce, because I was able to build a medium large size community about my brand, and I have really nice followers because of the copywriting skills and stuff like that. I'm able to touch my leads and customers way more, and
Mhm.
I developed the business marketing brain, and I really know what they lack of right now, and what they need, and I can serve them way better, and I know about them way more because in the real world you also learn how to analyze your customer group and target group. So yeah, that's why I'm way more confident right now in my business.
Good. That's great to hear. And now, as much as you remember, I'd like to know for when you joined the real world, roughly month by month, what was your progression like? What kind of lessons did you go through? And how did you implement them?
Mhm.
And how did it all work out? Again, like roughly month by month, as much as you remember.
Yeah, it's obvious. I started with the ecom campus. I went through all of it, and I found some nuggets for my ecom brand, and I implemented them. And then I spent the most time in the copywriting campus because it's a lot of stuff, and this is what I really needed to decrease my ad spends and increase my income. And then I was really learning deeply all of the copywriting skills and went through every module and uh, almost um, watched every of the Zoom calls. And then I joined from the copywriting campus to the UGC campus. Right now, my um, video editing skills are still lacking, but I'm on, and I know that I can master the skill as well. And I hope then I can make way more and way better advertisings for Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok maybe.
Right. hmm. Did you have any prior experience before you joined?
In UGC, no, but in ecom.
Hmm. And because I remember you did say you had gone through some other courses before. So comparatively, what did you learn from those courses, and like what kind of impression did you get from them?
I also read some books, but in the real world, everything is at one place. And I really wish I had these 5 or 3 years ago, because this would have shortened my developing curve in business very much. And I went through many courses. In the beginning, just SEO, then advertising, selling on Facebook, Instagram, yeah. And then I really focused in Facebook, Instagram, and drop shipping. And yeah, I was a little bit profitable before the real world, but the real world was, like I said before, made everything way more stable, and I
Mhm.
got more motivation out, and I'm much more eager to work every day on my business than before.
Good. And in that financial sense, then, how much have you earned that you can relate to the real watch?
More than 100,000 at least.
Hmm. Could you show proof of it?
Yeah, sure. I can show you my WooCommerce app.
Is WooCommerce only in Germany, or is it like European thing?
WooCommerce is a plugin for WordPress websites. In the beginning, because I was lacking in money and I didn't wanted to spend more money, and so I decided to go the route for WordPress and use the plugin WooCommerce. It's
Oh,
like Shopify but for WordPress, and it's for free.
interesting.
So since then, I stay with WooCommerce because they have many add-ons.
Hmm.
But in the future, when I have a second store, then definitely I will go to ClickFunnels or to Shopify.
Fair enough.
Okay, here are my stats for WooCommerce.
Damn, 170,000 euros.
Yes, exactly.
Congratulations. And that's over a year's time, right? Generated in revenue.
This is from the beginning of this year to right now at the beginning of December, almost 1 year.
So still a month left. Do you think
Yeah,
you'll hit the 200,000 mark by the end of the year?
definitely,
Oh, damn.
definitely.
Nice.
I'm right now in for 3 years, and my experience is telling me that December is the best month
All right, all
in
right. So you
dropshipping.
just get excited this month.
Yeah.
All right. That's great to hear. And yeah, what about profit margins? How much of that was roughly profit? Or would you prefer not saying?
No, my profit margins are really great. 1 year ago, my profits weren't so great. I have a really nice product, but the advertising expenses were very high because I wasn't lacking in the skill of copywriting.
Hmm.
So I decreased my advertising expenses. So my profits are at 30 to 40%, at least, if not 50%.
Very solid, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, doing very well for yourself. Traveling the world, over in Colombia now, enjoying yourself. What's the weather over there? I'm guessing pretty good, huh?
It's right now I'm in Santa Meta. It's 32 degrees or something like this, and the sun is killing you.
Yeah,
but what is very confusing for me, I don't get any sunburn. It's very hot and the sun is shining very strong, but it's not harming you.
probably got used to it now. I used to get
Maybe, yeah.
sunburned quite a bit, but over time, I guess skin. If you don't overexpose it, like straight after a long winter, like if you slowly expose it, then yeah, I don't think you get sunburn. Because when I was over in Mexico, yeah, for 2 weeks, no kind of sun cream, nothing, and yeah, didn't get sunburn. So
I also made this mistake one time as I was in Cambodia. We was going out to fish by boat,
yeah,
and I was just expecting we do this for 2 hours, and then later we ended up 5 hours, no sunscreen, no protection against the sun. I was red like a lobster,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and I really got sick afterwards because I never got sunburn like this before.
yeah, pretty rough. So yeah, just slow exposure. and skin gets used to it.
Yeah.
Cool. And how has your average day changed now compared to, let's say, before you
Mhm.
joined the real world? How different does it look?
I have way more drive. I visited way more countries. I work way more. I do several hundred push-ups every day. I yeah. I I'm able to um, expense way more money. I live in better hotels. I'm able to go to better places. Thanks to advertising and American Express business cards, I collect a lot of reward points. So the flights are basically for free, and I fly premium economy or business class all the time. And yeah, my my life just leveled up.
Hmm. Super good to hear. Okay. And since your life is on this trajectory, where do you actually see it heading then in the short term, medium term, long term?
I think I really go to the millions. I have to automate um, some little tricky parts in my business, and then I'm able to scale more and faster. And then there is no limit anymore.
Hmm.
Because right now I'm only selling in Germany, but thanks to GPT Plus, it's very good in translation. I can translate everything in Spanish and English, and
Ah,
then the market is way more open for me.
that makes sense. Damn. And yeah, for outsourcing, what would be your priorities in that sense to actually scale your business even more?
I only rely right now on artificial intelligent automatizations. Zapier connected to GPT. It's not a big deal. It's very easy. And right now, I train my chatbot. It's taking away a lot of work for me and my other employees. And I will connect them to my CRM and WooCommerce. So then there's almost no work anymore,
Wow,
except for the refunds. This is the only part then you have to do by hand.
super good. All right. And for people who are actually starting out or are fairly new to e-commerce, considering the experience you now have, what
Mhm.
advice would you have to them?
Yeah, definitely go through the campus and the real world, the e-commerce campus, and then only hone in advertising videos or advertising images and figure out what is making people click, and then tell them a story which is applicable to them. Um, think what they are thinking right now, what is going on in their head, and then you're good to go. But for this, you have to test a lot of images, a lot of videos, and then see what is sticking with your customer group. And then it's really like this one game. It's I don't know the English word for this. In Germany, translated, it's like ship sinking. This is this one game where you have this chart, and then there are
Ah,
ships, and you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
figure
yeah.
out where's the next ship. And yeah, it's really like
That's not
focusing
ships,
in
but it's
this
not called battleships. I think something else. But yeah, I
battleship.
know
Yes,
exactly what you're talking about.
exactly. It's like the battleship game, and then you and then you have one hit with a nice, really good ad, and then you have to build ads around this, and then you have the possibility to go viral and really decrease your ad expenses and get in the eyes of way more customers and leads.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you only have to be good in copywriting and tell them a nice story, which they can rely on and which is reliable to them, and then you can sell your products,
Mhm.
every product which is applicable to them.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you for that. And since you're in the real world, I'm assuming you joined because you found out about it through Tate, right?
Yes, I
And
was very curious.
in that case, what kind of an impact has Tate had on you?
About the mindset, about his mind aikido, I was really lacking in this. I really had doubts, and I really was working against my doubts. And it's like going back in the flow. You can adopt this mindset, and then everything is easy going. It's way more in the flow.
Mhm.
Because my thoughts were my biggest enemy in the beginning.
Mhm. Okay, makes sense. I believe that's pretty much most of my questions. So I'll wrap up
Great.
with a final one for
Yes.
people who are unsure about joining the real world. Because what if they'll get scammed for $50? What advice would you have to them?
You can't be scammed. $50 right now, it's not that much anymore. When I go out here in Colombia, even here in Colombia, when I pay for two persons, for me and my girl, then I pay way more just for one meal.
Mhm.
So yeah, and you have the possibility at any time go into your settings and cancel the real world subscription by yourself.
Exactly. And yeah, a note on inflation, it is insane. I was in Mexico. You'd expect like Central America, South America, prices would be cheap,
Yeah,
but inflation.
but in Argentina, it's still very cheap.
Ah, nice.
This is the only country right now, next to Thailand, which is very cheap.
Mm. Any plans to go to Argentina?
I was in the beginning of this year for 3 months in Argentina.
How was it?
It's very great. Some parts of Buenos Aires are, are very amazing, and Bariloche is one of my favorite parts of this world.
I'll need to check it out.
Yeah, really, you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like Switzerland, but in Argentina.
Damn, interesting. So yeah, we'll for sure check it out. And yeah, Marvin, thank you for sharing your experience with the real world and a bit about your story as well.
Thank you too.
We can do a follow up at some point in future, see how you're doing, see how much more
Mhm.
progress you have, and
Great.
get it documented. It was great speaking to you, and yeah, I wish you all the best. Until next time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.